Yo. Let me make sure I'm live, make sure everything is good on the ones and twos. Alright, we live. Alright, so this is a continuation from motherfucking. Let me see if I can see myself. Do that work?
Okay.
Yo. Let me check on my other screen, make sure. Let me make sure I can see myself. Oh, nah, I don't show it on the screen. I bet. So, no, I'm just gonna turn that off. Alright,
Can't
but
take 10
anyway,
years.
this is a continuation from the last video, right? I want to continue because in the last few videos, I was talking about Elon Musk, and this scene from when I was talking about the whole CIA shit, there was a scene in one of the clips that had from a game called Deus Ex. Deus Ex stands for God from the Machine. Or God from. And I just went down the whole rabbit hole on what this game is. And if you look at the fucking cover of the game, like, it looks just like Elon Musk. Like, that looks just like Elon Musk. Alright, so we're gonna do a little deep dive on this game right here, alright? So, in this game, hold on, let me make sure everything is on.
Called the Patriots that secretly filters what information reaches the public, which is not far from what the NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed to the world years later. And then there's
Alright, so, yeah, Deus Ex. So we're gonna play like a few clips just so we all on the same page and what the fuck this game is, what's the meaning behind it, why Elon Musk loves it so much, why it looks just like him on the front cover. There was one time when Elon Musk had he had his gun on and this gun came from the game Deus Ex. You know, so there's a lot to talk about here. So let's just get started. Let's get started. This is a replica weapon from the video game Deus Ex. So this game, not only does it look like him, like what the fuck? So let's go down this one.
J.C. Denton, 23 years old, no residence, no ancestors, no employer, no.
How do you know who I am?
I must greet each visitor with a complete summary of his file. I'm a prototype for a much larger system.
What else do you know about me?
So his name is J.C. Denton. J.C. Jesus Christ. J.C. John Connor. That was in the Matrix and in the Terminator. Sophia Stewart said that that's what J.C. stood for in her interpretation. J.C. It's like they all using that same term. So his name is J.C.
Everything that can be known.
Go on. Do you have proof about my ancestors?
You are a planned organism, the offspring of knowledge and imagination, rather than of individuals.
I'm engineered, so what? My brother and I suspected as much while we were growing up.
You are carefully watched by many people. The unplanned organism is a question asked by nature and answered by death. You are another kind of question, with another kind of answer.
Are you programmed to invent riddles?
I am a prototype for a much larger system. The heuristics language developed by Dr. Everett allows me to convey the highest and most succinct tier of any pyramidal construct of knowledge.
How about a report on yourself?
I was a prototype for Echelon 4. My instructions are to amuse visitors with information about themselves.
I don't see anything amusing about spying on people.
Human beings feel pleasure when they are watched. I have recorded their smiles as I tell them who they are.
Some people just don't understand the dangers of indiscriminate surveillance.
The need to be observed and understood was once satisfied by God. Now, we can implement the same functionality with data mining algorithms.
Electronic surveillance hardly inspires reverence. Perhaps fear and obedience, but not reverence.
God and the gods were apparitions of observation, judgment, and punishment. Other sentiments toward them were secondary.
No one will ever worship a software entity peering at them through a camera.
The human organism always worships. First, it was the gods. Then, it was fame, the observation and judgment of others. Next, it will be...
God damn, they said human always worship. We worship God. All the many gods from all the different religions. We worship celebrities. And now with all these AI agents we'll be creating, we'll be worshiping these next. See, this ties into my first live with the Cyberpunk 2077 and Singularity. We're going to be worshiping ourselves in our own minds, in our own worlds. We'll be building our agents. I'm better than you. I'm better. We'll be perfect. If you think these bad bitches are they're going to be in that mirror even more. They're going to be thinking that they're even badder bitches. Everyone's going to worship.
Always worships. First, it was the gods. Then, it was fame, the observation and judgment of others. Next, it will be the self-aware systems you have built to realize truly omnipresent observation and judgment.
You underestimate humankind's love of freedom.
The individual desires judgment. Without that desire, the cohesion of groups is impossible. And so is civilization. The human being created civilization, not because of a willingness, but because of a need to be assimilated into higher orders of structure and meaning. God was a dream of good government. You will soon have your God, and you will make it with your own hands.
You will soon have your God and make it with your own hands.
God was a dream of good government. You will soon have your God, and you will make it with your own hands.
Elon Musk has one of these somewhere, and he's talking directly to that motherfucker. Like, this is so, and in my last few videos, like I'm saying, AI is getting so fucking smart. Where are we? Are we at AI, AGI, or ASI? Where are we?
I was made to assist you. I am a prototype of a much larger system. I was made to assist you.
That was a game. Deus Ex.
From the point at which it's dangerous.
Like,
It's too late.
If you have this fatalistic attitude and you
Yeah.
feel like it's going, we're in almost like a doomsday countdown.
It's not necessarily a doomsday.
this whole video I'm making is about Deus Ex. Every clip I put on the screen relates to Deus Ex. With Elon Musk talking about it, bragging about it, playing it. It's all correlated. Even the gun he put on his night table is a replica of this game. This game means something to him. He took something out the plot of the story, and him or they're implementing these stories into our current government systems. These cyberpunks are in control. It's the revenge of the nerds. They run this shit now. This is their world. There's a lot to uncover here. Like, I want to watch it. I haven't even watched all these videos. I just put it all together so I could experience it here.
Countdown. It's a
Out of control countdown.
Out of control. Yeah. People call it the singularity,
Singularity.
and that's probably a good way to think about it. It's a singularity. It's hard to predict, like a black hole. What happens past the event horizon?
Right.
It's
So
very different.
once it's implemented, it's very different because it will
Once
be
the
able
genie's
to
out of the bottle, what's
right.
going to happen?
And it will be
In the
able to
Matrix,
improve
they told us it's gonna
itself.
happen.
Yes.
They're gonna black out the sun because it's gonna become.
That's
too
where it
powerful.
gets spooky, right? The idea that it can do thousands of years of
They
innovation.
know what's gonna happen.
Where it gets spooky,
It's
right?
like an experiment.
The idea that it can do thousands of years of innovation. We're very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And then we'll be just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
We will be like this ridiculous biological shitting, pissing thing trying to stop the gods.
Cyberpunk
No, stop. We
2077.
like living with a finite lifespan and watching, Norman Rockwell paintings.
It could be terrible, and it could be great. It's not clear.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.
Do you think that it's likely that we will merge somehow or another with this sort of technology and it'll augment what we are now? Or do you think it will replace us?
Here we go.
Well, that's the scenario. The merge scenario with AI is the one that seems like probably the best. Like
For us.
Yes. Like if you can't beat it, join it. That's
Yeah.
He's not laughing.
that's
Yeah.
He said, "All right, laughing."
So-
if you want to."
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so
He's not
Yeah.
joking.
beat it, join it. That's
He's like, "All right, I'm telling you." Oh, you think I'm joking? All right.
Yeah.
you know.
It's crazy.
So, from a long-term existential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI. Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers, it's too slow.
Nigga, I can
And
communicate.
where's Neuralink at right now?
I talk to my niggas all the time.
I think we'll have something interesting to announce in a few months. That's at least an order of magnitude better than anything else. Probably, I think better than probably anyone thinks is possible.
How much can you talk about that right now?
I don't want to jump the gun on that.
But what's like the ultimate? What's the idea behind it? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with it? Like, what would you like? Best case scenario.
I think best case scenario, we effectively merge with AI, where AI serves as a tertiary cognition layer, where we've got the limbic system, kind of the primitive brain essentially. We've got the cortex. So you're currently in a symbiotic relationship. Your cortex and limbic system are in a symbiotic relationship, and generally people like their cortex and they like their limbic system. I haven't met anyone who wants to delete their limbic system or delete their cortex. Everybody seems to like both. And the cortex is mostly in service to the limbic system. People may think that the thinking part of themselves is in charge, but it's mostly their limbic system that's in charge. And the cortex is trying to make the limbic system happy. That's what most of that computing power is oriented towards. How can I make the limbic system happy? That's what it's trying to do. Now, if we do have a third layer, which is the AI extension of yourself, that is also symbiotic. And there's enough bandwidth between the cortex and the AI extension of yourself such that the AI doesn't de facto separate, then that could be a good outcome. That could be quite a positive outcome for the future.
So instead of replacing us, it will radically change our capabilities.
Yes, it will enable anyone who wants to have superhuman cognition. Anyone who wants. This is not a matter of earning power, because your earning power would be vastly greater after you do it. So it's just like anyone who wants can just do it, in theory.
Like he said in Deus Ex, we will create our own God with our hands. Anyone can have these powers to be to be superior.
That's the theory. And
That's what the dude.
and if that's the case, then,
just said.
and let's say billions of people do it, then the outcome for humanity will be the sum of human will, the sum of billions of people's
Human will. So all of our collective ideas and our collective thoughts together will shape our future. Like the face just said on Deus Ex, we will create our God with our hands. We're creating our reality. With our free will, this is what we're doing with our free will. We're collectively using these systems. Right? So it's like... And then Elon Musk changed his photo to Deus Ex one time. And it looks just... This game came out for PS2 in like year 2000 or 1999, some shit like that. Like, what the fuck? That looks just like this nigga. This is year 2000 this game came out. Where was Elon? Where was he? What the fuck was he doing? And there's so much content about Deus Ex and Elon Musk. There's another one where they ask him his top video game recommendations.
That's what my kids play the most, is Hearthstone.
All right.
Also from Blizzard.
I will check that out tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the time. I know you got to get going.
Cool. Do you play anything besides Overwatch? Have you tried the new Deus Ex?
I have tried the new Deus Ex.
It's okay, but like
the best game I played recently, and it's not a super new game.
Catch that?
I have tried the new Deus Ex.
It's okay, but have you tried the new Deus Ex?
Have you tried the new Deus Ex?
I have tried the new Deus Ex.
It's okay, but like
the best game I played recently, and it's not a super new game, is The Last of Us.
Oh, is it really?
It's from a couple of years ago.
Sure. Is it really good?
Uncharted too.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Uncharted.
I was just
Really, The Last of Us
storytelling like that in a video game.
I mean, honestly, I think that's really neglected. I mean, that's the criticism I've heard of the latest Deus Ex, is the storytelling is kind of lame. And like, whereas the latest Deus Ex is the storytelling is kind of lame. And that's the criticism I've heard of the latest Deus Ex, is the storytelling is kind of lame. And like, whereas the prior Deus Ex and the original Deus
Original with my face on it.
Ex was, the storytelling was amazing. I don't know if anybody's played. Did you play the original Deus Ex?
You did.
That was killer.
Yeah. You know,
as games have become more like the replacement for the NFL, I think the storytelling just gets generally neglected. So it was like especially striking to play one that was like absolutely cinematic storytelling.
Yeah, and some of the oldest games, the graphics and sound were terrible, so they had to rely on storytelling.
So like the old Mario games had incredible story.
Yeah.
So Deus Ex, he feels, has an incredible story. You know, and this is deep, you know. And then so I saw this video, the symbolism behind Elon Musk's bedside revolver. And I don't remember this big doofy gun. I remember that old gun, but I don't remember this one. So I went back on Grok and I looked it up. And this gun is from Deus Ex. And I went to go ask Grok, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. Elon Musk's bedside table photo features 2 replica guns. The gun in the wood, whatever. The prominent, modern-looking revolver in the foreground. This is a replica of the Diamondback 357 revolver, a fictional futuristic weapon from the video game Deus Ex. So does he think he's the main character? Is he playing a game? In his head, he has the Neuralink. This nigga sleeps with it at his bedside. Does he wake up in the middle of the night thinking he's in a game? Or does he have the brain chip? I think this nigga got the brain chip. Can he just play the game whenever he wants to? Is this gun like a fucking VR attachment where he could just interact with his... This nigga thinks he's in Deus Ex. Now let's go more into Deus Ex, right? Now let's gaming is important. when it comes to video games and the way the world is moving with AI, like, y'all can't ignore this shit. For those who have been, y'all can't anymore.
About 7 months ago, I put out a video titled The Most Profound Moment in Gaming History.
Metal Gear Solid 2. I think I made this in my first live. Go back and watch this one. You gotta watch all three of these. These all connected.
The moment in question was the final codec conversation from Metal Gear Solid 2. The content of this conversation focused around the human inability to weed out false information from what is true, and how that problem has taken on a much more complicated form in the digital age. What made it the most profound moment, in my opinion, was not that the game discussed the issue of false news over a decade before the issue captured our collective consciousness. It wasn't that the game proved to the player through their own actions how they are as guilty as everybody else in perpetuating the problem. Rather, it was because of the proposed solution to the problem, that human thought and behavior should be controlled by artificial intelligence. Now granted,
human thought and behavior should be controlled by AI.
Like I said, it is just my opinion.
I mean, are they not doing that now with the algorithm? And these games came out in 2000 and 2001. It's like people were trying to warn us, but they couldn't come forward and do it, so they put like hidden meanings in the games to warn some kind of people, somebody who's paying attention. Everyone's smoking this shit. Everyone's consuming it. No one's trying to sell it to see where it came from, if it's a good product, is it real, is it fake? Like, no one's really. And a lot of these hustlers, they over there smoking a product. They over there taking a product too. They should be trying to sell this shit. They over there smoking this motherfucker.
That this moment should be deemed the most profound. Though the video received a lot of positive reception, I wanted to keep myself open to the possibility that there might be a moment from a different game that deserved this title. This way, I could be different from the unconscious tribal conformists which Metal Gear Solid 2 criticized. Commenters suggested that games like Soma, Nier Automata, and Bioshock had more profound moments, all of which I investigated. But above all, the one game that people seemed to push the most was Deus Ex. The argument that people
Deus Ex. Here comes Elon Musk. Deus Ex
seemed to be making in favor of Deus Ex was that it did everything that Metal Gear Solid 2 did, except 1 year earlier. Generally speaking, this argument is correct. In fact, it's frightening how similar the games are in terms of their plot. For example, both games feature secret societies that control governmental institutions. Both
Majestic 12. That's not a... Isn't that... I watched a documentary called, what's it called? The Majestic 12 with... It spoke about the Anunnaki and... What's it called? The Majestic 12? Above Majestic, I think it was called. But it talks about but all these names come from somewhere. This isn't just some shit that they thrown out there. Like, this all comes from somewhere. From my understanding, is universal law that you have to tell you the truth.
Games feature artificial intelligence constructs. Most importantly, both games pose the same core question. Are human beings so prone to self-destruction that we require an AI to govern us? We'll save the discussion regarding the superiority of Deus Ex or Metal Gear Solid 2 for another time. To govern us. Human beings so prone to self-destruction that we require an AI to govern us.
We're so prone to self-destruction that we need AI to govern us. We smoke cigarettes, and on the front it says you're gonna get cancer, nigga. We still smoke it. On the fucking Hennessy bottle says you're gonna. There's warnings everywhere, and we still consume it. We still do this shit. We eat all these bullshit foods, and it says on our back what it's gonna do to us, and we still consume it. Do we need AI? I mean, some of us do, and not everyone. God damn.
We'll save the discussion regarding the superiority of Deus Ex or Metal Gear Solid 2 for another time. Today, I want to show you how Deus Ex addressed this question, but before I do, I still need to state what moment from Deus Ex is considered the most profound. There are several moments one could point to, from the conversation with the NSF leader at the beginning of the game, to the various conversations with the various bartenders. However, I think it is the conversation with the Morpheus AI that should be considered the most profound. While the AIs in Deus Ex would likely serve the same functionality as the ones in Metal Gear Solid 2, where they would try to regulate information for our benefit, they also go a step further. These AIs argue that they would be sufficient substitutes for God.
J.C. Denton, 43 years old, no residence, no ancestors, no employer, no.
How do you know who I am?
I must greet each visitor with a complete summary of his file. I am a prototype for a much larger system.
What else do you know about me?
Everything that can be known.
Let's start with a bit of backstory. In Deus Ex, there are multiple secret societies inspired by real-life organizations and conspiracies, one of which is the Illuminati. According to the Deus Ex wiki, the Illuminati is a secret society dedicated to the spiritual perfection of the individual and the clandestine domination of all civilized institutions. In regards to the Illuminati's desire to control institutions, one way they attempted to do this was by creating a global surveillance program. The Morpheus AI was the first attempt at doing this, hence why it says it is a prototype for a larger system. The larger system was the creation of the Daedalus AI, which eventually led to the Helios AI. We will address that more in a moment.
Go on. Do you have proof about my ancestors?
You are a planned organism, the offspring of knowledge and imagination, rather than of individuals.
I'm engineered, so what? My brother and I suspected as much while we were growing up.
You are carefully watched by many people. The unplanned organism is a question asked by nature, and answered by death. You are another kind of question, with another kind of answer.
Are you programmed to invent riddles?
I'm a prototype for a much larger system. The heuristics language developed by Dr. Everett allows me to convey the highest and most succinct tier of any pyramidal construct of knowledge.
When Morpheus says that J.C. Denton was a planned organism, this has a dual meaning. First of all, there's the obvious explanation that is given in the game. J.C. Denton's mother was implanted with a cloned embryo of his brother Paul. This was done by operatives of Majestic 12, a division of the Illuminati. J.C. was born under the
Majestic 12. There's a show called Above Majestic. Y'all gotta watch that. Above Majestic. And I think it's in relation to the Majestic 12.
watchful eye of Majestic 12 so that he could become an augmented super soldier, unconsciously carrying out the will of his superiors. Alongside the obvious explanation, there is also a symbolic and somewhat religious explanation. Fans of Deus Ex theorized for many years that Denton's first name, JC, stands for Jesus Christ.
I just said that. If you know, you know. That came from the Terminator with John Connor and from Neo. Wait, what was his name again? John Connor was on the Terminator. Wasn't Neo's name wasn't that JC also? John Connor and... Oh, am I bugging? I don't know. But I know JC came from John Connor. That came from JC, John Connor, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. You got to know the whole lore of the black lady who wrote the Terminator, Sophia Stewart. And then the Wachowski brothers took her script and created the Matrix. Well, she wrote the Terminator and the Matrix. But then the Wachowski or whoever took her idea and made a movie out of it. But it came from the Oracle, the black lady, Sophia Stewart. And it's funny how in the movie they made the Oracle black. I think that was in honor of her. With JC. So when I saw that, that's the first thing I said in this video too, because I saw that.
Christian theology. Unlike human beings who are conceived through sexual reproduction, Jesus was born through immaculate conception.
And
by God, impregnating the Virgin Mary. The life of Jesus Christ was planned by God, that God would physically manifest in the form of Jesus and be the savior of mankind. This biblical story is reflected in the plot of Deus Ex. J.C. Denton is a stand-in for Jesus Christ. Morpheus, and by extension the Illuminati, are a stand-in for God. This is why Morpheus says he is programmed to convey the highest pyramidal construct of knowledge. Morpheus, like God, was created to be an all-knowing, omnipresent being. It can then be assumed a priori that J.C. would become the savior of mankind by carrying out the will of God, or rather the God substitute in the form of Morpheus, as well as the other AIs. As for what JC's predetermined destiny is supposed to be, that will be discussed in a moment.
How about a report on yourself?
I was prototype Echelon 4. My instructions are to amuse visitors with information about themselves.
I don't see anything amusing about spying on people.
Human beings feel pleasure when they are watched. I have recorded their smiles as I tell them who they are.
Some people just don't understand the dangers of indiscriminate surveillance.
The need to be observed and understood has been satisfied by God. Now, we can improve the same functionality with data mining algorithms.
The concept of AI being a sufficient substitute for God is where Deus Ex differs from Metal Gear Solid 2. The Patriot AI in MGS2 only wanted to control the flow of digital information in order to maintain societal sanity. The AI in Deus Ex takes it a step further. It wants to watch over every aspect of our lives. To many people watching this video, the idea of a computer system controlling every aspect of our lives sounds repulsive. Many people don't like the idea that they are not in control of their own life. Even for the religious among us who believe that God has a plan for all of us, the notion that a computer system would substitute for God is sacrilegious. The Morpheus AI goes on to respond to this question.
Electronic surveillance hardly inspires reverence. Perhaps fear and obedience, but not reverence.
God and the gods were apparitions of observation, judgment, and punishment. Other sentiments toward them were secondary.
No one will ever worship a software entity peering at them through a camera.
The human organism always worships.
He said nobody will ever... They're gonna worship the shit out of it. If it's giving them answers... They're gonna go to it for everything. How to cook, how to respond to a message, laws, how to write a script, how to do everything. It's gonna go to it for every single thing. For entertainment. Like my last video, I was prompting scripts, prompting videos. Soon you could just tell AI, make me a whole movie that has me in it and my daughter, and we go on vacation and the world blows up. Like, you could just prompt an idea and AI could do it. We'll be looking at AI for everything. And then if it comes in a physical body, it'll be doing everything. We'll pay a monthly subscription for these robots. It'll be our car mechanic, our plumber, our electrician, our babysitter, our driver. The human organism always worships. They're gonna worship this next. First it was the gods, then it was the celebrities. Now it's gonna be this AI shit.
First, it was the gods. Then it was fame, the observation and judgment of others. Next, it will be the self-aware systems you have built to realize truly autonomous observation and judgment.
You underestimate humankind's love of freedom.
The individual desires judgment to higher orders.
Have for a moment. Ask yourselves, is Morpheus's argument entirely wrong? Human beings have worshipped the power of good governance for millennia, whether it's in the form of a religion, a political party, or, as Morpheus suggests, fame. These systems are worshipped because many of them manage to unite unprecedented numbers of people from vastly different backgrounds into a strong social fabric. What unites them is the promise of a better future, where good deeds are rewarded, where crime is punished.
It's the blue pill. Here, take the blue pill. And we'll promise you this dream. But in order to see the dream, you have to be sleeping. A dream is only something that you see when you're sleeping. Yo, yeah, you're gonna get that dream alright. Yeah, they put on all you niggas to sleep. And you only can see it if your eyes are closed. That's how you can see your dream.
And overall suffering is alleviated. However, most of these governing structures were as imperfect as the human beings that created and or administrated them. Many of them led to the destruction of entire nations with millions of people dead. Nevertheless, human beings need these systems, despite the strife they will almost definitely produce. The violence that occurs under a system is a better alternative to the violence that occurs under no system whatsoever.
Damn.
But wouldn't it be better if we could have no violence at all? Wouldn't it be better if a system could be created that observes and judges without violence and oppression? The Illuminati responded to these questions with a fervent yes, in the form of a higher consciousness, a mind with a greater processing power than the human brain, a mind that is not compromised by human imperfection and overzealous ambition. Their response was artificial intelligence. It's a powerful argument. If the destruction of human systems is seemingly inevitable, and we all agree that we want ideological and tribal warfare to end, why not hand over freedom to a computer program whose only goal is to administrate? If you look through the comments on my Metal Gear Solid 2 video, you'll see how many people shockingly agree with the idea. And I say shockingly because the Metal Gear Solid series, the Deus Ex series, and many other games that tackle the subject of AI give several reasons why the solution would potentially fail. One reason I'll cite is that the AIs were created by us, imperfect humans. If there's even one small miscalculation, the world would plunge into dystopia, as we've seen in the case of Metal Gear Solid 4, Soma, Nier Automata, and even Deus Ex. Another possibility is that the AIs could evolve. If they gain self-awareness and desire self-determination, they might rebel against their creators. Yet, as somebody who is skeptical of a supposedly benevolent digital dictator, I am nevertheless intrigued by the proposal. It tickles our evolutionary instincts. There must be some way we can use this technology to address our imperfections, be they with government, with the internet.
Yeah, this is crazy.
World's richest man, Tesla, SpaceX, portable housing, underground roads. Useless, just all useless. When Elon the genius, spending his precious waking moments and hours gaming, with the likes of soulless gamer nerds eating nachos and drinking the fountain of...
And you can see there, he says...
Stop right there. Exhibit A. Without a shadow of a doubt, just prove to us to 1/1000th of a degree that Musk truly is the one gamer, I mean. Examine and pay close attention to how distinguished gentleman sits.
Look at this distinguished gentleman.
Alright, here the stupid shit comes. But long story short, there's a plan here.
This is great stuff.
Have AI control us. And he's leading this shit with the Neuralink brain chip.
The FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned...
From Deus Ex, I guess. The intro with Elon Musk is Bob Page. I guess Bob Page is some crazy scientist, and I guess they're relating him to Elon Musk.
that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Long story short, this nigga Elon Musk and his crew of people, they're trying to make a god. Deus Ex. Machine from God. He even has the Deus Ex gun on his nightstand table. You know, does he think he's the main character? Like, look at his face, dog. Like, he even made his Instagram his Twitter page. Oh, Deus Ex is a plot device where an unexpected power or event suddenly resolves a seemingly unsolved story. So yeah, man, Elon Musk, Deus Ex. It's just kind of crazy. When you think about it, when you think about the Groks and All these different tools, man.
Excitement would soon give way to widespread panic as the looming Y2K ripped. As the century neared its end, we laughed at the spy who shagged me.
Yeah, baby!
And reveled in the groundbreaking thrill of the Matrix. Yet this excitement would soon give way to widespread panic as the looming Y2K bug threatened to disrupt the dawn of the new millennium.
Elevators may stop, and nuclear power plants may cease to generate the electricity we need.
And the omission of 2 digits nearly prevented gamers from experiencing one of the greatest games to ever grace the world.
You have a single fact to back that up? New Max might have copper wiring to reroute your fear of pain, but I've got nerves of steel.
J.C. Denton, the hero of our story, raises a valid question. Do I have a single fact to back up my claims about how exceptional Deus Ex is? While this is a difficult question to answer, I think there are a few facts that I can point to. Deus Ex pushed the immersive sim genre further than any game had before, providing a surprising amount of flexibility with how you complete missions. While most games would punish failure with a game over screen, Deus Ex equips you with the tools to tackle objectives your way and reward you for doing so.
Why do you have a bunch of, weird tools in a hidden compartment in your car? I have to have my tools!
Though character customization options are limited, the game makes up for it with its role-playing mechanics. Your choices, in action or in word, affect the world around you. I can't tell you how many games that provide the illusion of choice, only to yank them away from you when you try to kill them.
So, you can make decisions. So that's some free will. They wanted to implement free will. You can do whatever you want to do, but based on your actions.
The game makes up for it with its role-playing mechanics. Your choices, in action or in word, affect the world around you. I can't tell you how many games that provide the illusion of choice, only to yank them away from you when you try to kill a mission-critical NPC. In Deus Ex, that freedom is real.
You've got 10 seconds to beat it before I add you to the list of NSF casualties.
While it doesn't feature an open world, the game's varied zones are engaging, even if they feel a bit sparse by today's standards. Despite this, the dark, dystopian environments and quirky charm of its NPCs pull you into its world, making each location feel rich with story and intrigue.
There must be something we can do.
He was a good man. What a rotten way to die.
No, no, no!
Who can we thank for these innovations? I'm glad you asked. The genius behind it all is Warren Spector. While working at Looking Glass Studios, Warren Spector was involved in the creation of Thief. However, he quickly grew frustrated with the game's rigid focus on stealth and desired more flexibility in its gameplay. The rest of the team, however, insisted on maintaining the game's identity as a pure stealth experience. And, in hindsight, they were probably right. Thief became a groundbreaking title precisely because of its commitment to that vision, and straying from it may have diminished its iconic status. Warren Spector left Looking Glass Studios shortly before the release of Thief, but the silver lining of this story is that this would be the motivation to push him to make Deus Ex. The year is 2052, and we play as the aforementioned character J.C. Denton, a nano-augmented super agent with slick hands, boots that sound like tap shoes, and a personality as dynamic as a brick wall. Armed with futuristic gadgets, questionable morals, and a trench coat that defies physics, we'll hack, sneak, and awkwardly jump our way through the labyrinth of global conspiracies. Speaking of conspiracy theories, Deus Ex unleashes these with the force of a fire hose. The writers of Deus Ex did an exceptional job weaving the major conspiracy theories of its time into the game's narrative.
Conspiracy theory. Directed by Richard Donner.
And little did they know how prophetic many of these ideas would become 25 years later. Here are some of the conspiracies you'll encounter during a Deus Ex playthrough. One World Government / New World Order.
It is a big idea. A new world order.
Shadowy powerful elite groups including the Illuminati, League of Nations, and the Rothschilds. Plans for population control. Corporate greed and its pervasive influence over government. Governments prioritizing corporate interests over the well-being of their citizens.
Corporations are people, my friend.
Using tragedy as a pretext to justify increasing control over the population. And wealthy bankers funding chaos, driving the agenda of global unrest. Each of these themes remains relevant today, making Deus Ex's vision of the world eerily precedent. But don't worry too much, as the game is set in the year 2052, giving us another 27 years until things really go to shit.
Human sacrifice, dogs and...
Another 20-something years when things really go to shit, right?
Vision of the world eerily precedent. But don't worry too much, as the game is set in the year 2052, giving
when things really go to shit. Now, my first video, I correlate Grand Theft Auto, and it lasted 20 years. 20 years from where we are right now, it's about 2050, 2045, 2050. And if you look at it, it all makes sense. Ready Player One, everything went to shit, and they were inside this game. 7 is a number of completion. Grand Theft Auto 7 would be the perfect number, the perfect opportunity to put motherfuckers in the metaverse. The metaverse, look at Mark Zuckerberg. He's already talking about putting GTA in the metaverse. They canceled it, but that's still a plan. And they might bring it back. It's all making sense.
Giving us another 27 years until things really go to shit.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
How will this story unfold? There's only one way to find out.
Watch all 3 of my lives.
Before we begin, it's crucial to decide which skills to invest in to set ourselves up for success. There are 3 tiers indicating our skill level: untrained, trained, and advanced. As we progress, we continue to level up these skills, unlocking more powerful abilities along the way. While most skills are useful, some like environmental training and
Didn't he build Grok? Like some movie? He said that Grok was like influenced by some movie that he watched. Something about some movie. And Grok, like he was, I don't know. But I forgot. I'll come back to that statement. But it's like he's a gamer. And it's like life is like a game to him, and he's like trying to level up his powers with this and level up. Maybe I need to start playing life like a game. Maybe I need to work on my electronics and my computer skills and really, like, this shit is like
swimming aren't as helpful. The game offers various tools and paths to overcome these challenges, making it wasteful to invest our valuable points in them. Instead, it's wiser to allocate our 5,000 skill points into lockpicking, letting us open locks with fewer picks, electronics, reducing the number of multi-tools needed to bypass security systems, and computers, enhancing our ability to hack ATMs, computers, and security consoles.
Run antivirus. Give me a systems display.
With our skill points spent, we can finally start the game. The opening cutscene of Deus Ex sets up the game's central plot. In this scene, 2 mysterious characters discuss the ongoing
It's like Elon. It's like Elon before the chip and Elon after the chip. And it's probably mad copies of Elon. If y'all seen They Clone Tyrone, he probably has copies, like backup copies of him.
Global crisis, including the spread of the Grey Death Plague and the shortage of the cure, ambrosia. Bob Page, a high-ranking executive at the pharmaceutical company.
Bob Page. So this is who they call Elon Musk. Bob Page. I gotta look into that name and do some gematria on that name. But look at his face. Like, this looks like
Company VersaLife expresses his plans to manipulate these events to his advantage, aiming to control the world's supply of ambrosia.
Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
They'll beg us to save them. That's Hegelian dialectic. That's problem, reaction, solution. Start the problem, wait for the reaction, and then come in with the solution. Start the fire, wait for everyone to react to it, and then come in with the fire extinguisher, acting like you Batman and Superman.
Walton Simmons, a member of the covert government organization Majestic 12, is shown as a key figure in this conspiracy, working with Page to secure power through manipulative means.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already
This is Elon Musk. This is like they're gonna, right now they're currently crashing the economy. Like, they have this whole shit planned out. This whole shit is planned out.
Discuss the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
The conversation exposes the underlying power struggle between competing factions, with Page and Simmons scheming to advance their own interests at the cost of global stability, ultimately seeking to gain total control.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
Did you catch that mythical city on the hill part? As far as I know, the 13th century Roman Catholic theologian Thomas Aquinas never actually spoke about the mythical city on the hill, which is in reference to Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A city set on a mountain cannot be hidden. I dug a little further, and it seems that this phrase is actually most famously associated with the 17th century Puritan leader John Winthrop, who used it as his 1630 sermon, describing the ideal society the Puritans sought to establish in the New World. It's safe to say that this was a little oversight from the Deus Ex writers. We arrive at the dock and receive a call from Alex Jacobson, our UNATCO communications technician. He informs us that the NSF terrorists have opened fire on Liberty Island and that our brother Paul is on his way to meet us.
Welcome to the Coalition, JC. Think I'd miss my brother's first day?
Paul informs us that the NSF hit one of the ambrosia shipments. A few of them managed to escape, but the rest are trapped inside the statue. He goes on to say that his orders were to hold back from an assault and to send us in alone.
I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation.
Dissatisfied with the pistol and electronic prod in his possession, JC insists on heavier firepower.
I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware.
Paul reminds us that we're law enforcement and urges us to use non-lethal force whenever possible. However, just in case, our boss Manderley has instructed us to select an additional weapon for our mission. I decided on the sniper rifle.
I like to pick him off from a distance.
Before we take off, Paul informs us what we need to do when we reach the leader of the NSF.
Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
Now that we've got the rundown, we can finally take this challenge head on. Today, we're going to take the back route and use the gas grenade we picked up earlier on a couple NSF terrorists. And ignoring our brother's suggestion,
Look at all this crap. Like a million wires.
In 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
He also shares that the entire executive branch is handpicked and that 19 of the last 23 US presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. And this matters because the Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, which looks like a conflict of interest if you ask me. This mostly summarizes what the NHF leader has to
And this isn't a video game.
say, and I have to admit, he brings up some valid points. We're seeing the effects of these actions taken by government and corporations to this very day, and if left unchecked, who knows? Maybe this dark Deus Ex timeline is in our near future.
Game over, man. Game over.
Eventually, we make our way to headquarters, which is conveniently located on Liberty Island, and we briefly meet our brother Paul at the entrance. We share what happened at the statue, and after, he tells us to meet Manderley in his office.
The man himself. Splendid. Do you accept my apologies about the situation topside?
A refreshing change.
Listen, man, long story short. Thinks he's Bob Page, thinks he's Deus Ex. He loves the game. Like, this all came from this video with the CIA created Call of Duty. And I think they have their hands in more than just Call of Duty.
Some of the games you grew up playing were not the safe private spaces you thought they were. Some of the people who paid for them were not the people named in the credits. Some of them weren't really games at all. They were something else entirely dressed up in a game's clothing.
This is really what has changed. We have built a panopticon, but what sits at the top of it is a computer. That computer witnesses everything we do.
Billions of dollars are spent spying on Americans, whether it's NSA or CIA or FBI.
Imagine the data you've shared and all the hours you've spent gaming. Then scale that up to 3 billion people from every country on the planet, across the US, UK, all of Europe, China, Russia, Iran.
And all this information that used to be ephemeral, right? Where were you when you were 8 years old, you know? Where'd you go after you had a bad breakup? You know, who'd you spend the night with? Who'd you call after? All this information used to be ephemeral, meaning it disappeared, right? Like the morning dew, it would be gone. No one would remember it. But now, these things are stored. Now, these things are saved.
But the real truth is, if mass surveillance were the only crime here, this would be a much shorter story. But it's also about changing the past and engineering the future, maybe permanently for all of us.
I think the military knows full well what it's doing, and I think their intent is to indoctrinate children at the youngest age.
And the twisted irony is that the very...
Hey, look, they have Call of Duty, they have... Oh, that's World of Warcraft.
Medium intelligence agencies are actively targeting is the same medium that's been warning us for decades.
What we propose to do is not to control content.
It describes a shadowy AI network called the Patriots that secretly filters what information reaches the public, which is not far from what the NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed to the world years later. And then there's this prescient theory from Deus Ex, released in
And then Deus Ex, the original, then Deus Ex is the remastered version or the newer version, like in 2010 or some shit. But these games aren't just games, bro. Like, these cyberpunks, it's like a war. I don't even know how to explain it, but the CIA is behind, and Elon Musk. This nigga thinks he's in a video game, bro. And he's about to have all of us join him. This shit crazy. That gun on the table. This nigga thinks he's in a video game. The Deus Ex Revolver. So for anyone who didn't know what this was from a video game. Deus Ex. He thinks he's the main character. I don't know what he thinks, but that's where the gun is from. From one of his favorite video games. And he got this shit on his nightstand. He had this as his main image on Twitter. I'm gonna have to get that game and play it on here. But I'm about to wrap this up, y'all. But yeah, man, the fucking CIA.
Your system.
What else do you know about me?
Everything that can be known.
Everything that can be known. Our phones, all these devices that we have. Everything about us. Joe Rogan, he said if you can't beat him, join him.
Our bio.
Like, this nigga's crazy. Deus Ex, great story. They said that AI needs to control us, or we're gonna destroy ourselves. Deus Ex, God from Machine. This is kind of crazy, y'all. This is the newer Deus Ex game. I haven't played this one at all. But that damn sure ain't Elon Musk, I'll tell you that. This new one, that ain't Elon. But even Elon said the original had a... This is probably just a game, but the original one, everything, like all the 90s, all the early, like a lot of older things have a lot more substance. All this other new shit is like some bullshit. Yeah, man, we here, we in them times. AI's here, surveillance. Next is the robotics. We're creating a god, you know. And Elon Musk says money's not going to be a thing soon. So it's like, we're just going to be here. It's just going to be us and the robots. Us and technology. And then the elites, either they're going to go underground or they're going to fucking be in outer space with all these new fucking... It's crazy, man. I don't know what the fuck my next video is going to be about, but... Because I think these 3 videos wrapped up my ideas. Because this is what I've been thinking about a lot lately. Grand Theft Auto 6. The Metaverse. Who created GTA 6? What's the plan behind it? If they're going to implement cryptocurrency. The rapid growth of AI, technology, AI, AGI, ASI, where are we? Universal basic income, job loss, unemployment. The workforce, like this is... And every update with AI, it's like, what the fuck? It's like it's speeding up. Then they have no purpose for most humans. Like the dude said, drugs and alcohol. I played it in my last live. No. drugs, and video games. That's what he said. Drugs and video games.
What his biggest concern is going to be in the future, watch what he says here.
And it's always the guys with the accents. You ever notice that? It's always the guy with the funny accent. The
big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for?
What do we need humans for? What do we need humans for is the question of the elites. If you know anything about the Georgia Guidestones, is only they want no more than 500,000 people on this planet. Anything over that it's moving into overpopulation. Right now the earth is over, according to them. I don't know. I got mad space. Like I got space. Okay, but these niggas need more space. Under 500,000 people. What are we gonna do with all these humans?
Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is...
They don't give a fuck. Like, this nigga, there's too many of y'all. We're gonna sacrifice all you niggas in this life. All you niggas gotta go.
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Keep them happy. Once I heard that shit, it's like someone slapped the shit out of me. You're never going to forget somebody slapping the shit out of you. He said the plan for the useless class, we're going to feed them drugs and computer games. And this was years ago. So when I heard, this is all, is a thought in my head. GTA 6, Deus Ex, Neuralink, Elon Musk. They're legalizing marijuana. They have legal injection sites, so you can legally inject drugs into your body in a legal site. Like there's a facility where you can walk into and take your drugs in peace. And they're allowing this shit. They don't want any more drugs on the sidewalks. They want you in the fucking building doing your crack, cocaine, whatever the fuck you like. And I'm just like, who the fuck is okay in this shit? Like who? And it's like they are. At the top, the motherfuckers behind the TV, the Squid Game niggas, who's watching the game. Who's creating the obstacles. Who have direct connection with the fallen angels, who's giving them all this technology. Prometheus and Bob. It's a lot, man.
Did you hear what he said? Keep them.
A lot of niggas just worry about cryptocurrency. This whole shit is manipulated. Even with this whole shit's manipulated. Pack your bags, but nigga, you better start building something. All this AI shit. I don't know, man. But use your fucking brain. Start doing something. Don't just consume. And if you're gonna consume, do it to teach yourself. Don't just consume for entertainment purposes. Get the fuck up. Go sell crack, nigga. Don't smoke the shit.
Happy with drugs and computer games. Okay, so keep this in mind. This is not a regular guy, by the way, that we're talking about, right? This is
He's a heavyweight.
Klaus Schwab. Barack Obama's recommended his books.
Schwab.
Bill Gates has recommended his book. He's got relationships with Macron, with Merkel.
Another they called for a cyber pandemic. All these guys is in cahoots. Where is it? But y'all know when he came, Charles Schwab, did they take it off the internet? It used to be easy to find this video. It was the only video about this. SCH Schwab. Oh, here you go.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack.
So they talk about all this shit. The cyber attack. They talk about all that, and then in the movie Blade Runner, they talk about it too.
Oh, an old one. Pre-blackout. That's gonna be tough.
It's in a scene where I guess he's trying to find some information from back in the day, but it was all destroyed due to this 10 days of blackout. In the mid 2000s or whatever, there was 10 days of complete blackout where everything was erased, everything was blacked out, everything was wiped out. It was like a reset. And this was in the movie Blade Runner, the more recent Blade Runner. And I'm like, what the fuck? 10 days of darkness, a fucking reset. So that goes back to the cyber pandemic. And if that goes back into Ready Player One, that goes back into GTA and all this other shit there.
Not much from then. And what's there is thick milky. Everyone remembers where they were at the blackout. You?
I was a little before my time.
I was home with my folks. Then 10 days of darkness. Every machine stopped cold. When the lights came back, we were wiped clean.
10 days of darkness, the machines went cold. When we came back, we was wiped clean. That sounds like... Hey, yo, I even did a video about that with The Simpsons. Season 33, episode 13. Season 33, episode 13. Talked about the elites wiping out all the information and resetting due to like all the illegal shit that they was doing, so they all came together in agreement to wipe out the whole internet. So when I see Charles Schwab talk about a cyber pandemic, and when I saw this movie talking about the 10 days of darkness and everything got wiped out, that makes sense, because when we come back online, they're going to have a whole new system, decentralized, because everything got wiped out due to the centralized system. So this is the perfect opportunity to wipe out everything centralized, come back with a decentralized system, and force us in this new system, this new world order. And for those who weren't prepared for it, they're going to go inside the metaverse, which is right here, already waiting for us. Maybe I'm bugging, but I don't fucking think I am.
Darkness. Every machine stopped cold. When the lights came back, we were wiped clean. Photos, files, every bit of data, gone. Bank records too. Didn't mind that. It's funny it's only paper that lasted. I mean, we had everything.
Bank records, everything was gone. So it's like only those who have crypto. Then I started thinking about the nano ledgers, and only things on paper lasted. Everything else that was in the digital world got erased.
Photos, files, every bit of data, gone. Bank records too. Didn't mind that. It's funny it's only paper that lasted. I mean, we had everything on drives. Everything. Huh. My mom still cries over the lost baby pictures.
Well, it's a shame. You must have been adorable.
They lost everything. Pictures with the baby. You know, all they lost everything. Bank records, everything. So I'm just sitting here like, damn, son. Crypto is one part of it. But this gaming and the metaverse and all this other shit, like they have other plans, man. And it's like we're right there, and it's like, can we stop it? Is it too late to stop it? Even if we try, they're gonna have AI manipulate and destroy whatever. I don't know. Then I think about God. Because in the Bible it says the first time it was a bunch of corruption, so he flooded the earth. And then a rainbow is a promise that he will never flood the earth again. When he said when he comes back, he's going to use fire. And I'm like, yeah, you gonna need fire, cause these robots, they could swim, nigga. They could swim, they could float, they could motherfucking. You gonna need to burn these niggas. You're gonna have to burn this whole shit up. Water not gonna do it, big homie. Water's not gonna do it. Nah. Maybe for the giants and all that shit there, but with this shit that they building now, that's why we had the flood last time. Because God, it was too much. It was fucking the pigs, fucking birds, fucking all type. That's why we had the horse, half man, half horse, and half this and half that, and mermaids. We was putting our dick in everything, making all type of weird shit, all these abominations, and God flooded the earth. And here we are again, making all type of weird creations. Once we get to the point of Cyberpunk 2077, and we got the singularity, we got robot arms, and robot this, and robot eyes, and we over there mixing animals, and all, like we over there again. It's like, and then in the Epstein files, he said that he's trying to build Babylon. He's trying to rebuild Babylon. That's what God destroyed. So they're actively trying to rebuild this shit. They actively want this shit. There's a lot of niggas on here talking about crypto. When in doubt, zoom out, my nigga. Like, this shit ain't all about crypto. Like, there's a bigger picture here. Crypto is just one piece of the puzzle. It's a lot more going on here. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to show is this, right? SPCX. Now you see SPCX, Elon Musk got his own little SPCX, right? But then when I heard of SPCX, SPC, that is also a crypto coin called Space Chain, SPC. So Elon Musk has, and this is the only crypto in outer space. So I'm looking at Elon Musk and I'm like, hold on, Space Chain? SPC, and then you got SPCX. I'm like, hold on. And then you know who's behind this shit? Tim Draper. Space Chain nodes. They have a bunch of nodes already in outer space. Tim Draper, co-founder. I'm excited to make public my decision to add Space Chain to my portfolio. Space Chain will create a new ecosystem that connects millions of businesses, developers, and consumers with easy-to-access aerospace and blockchain technology. So he's behind this shit, and they want to... Nigga. Earth observation, like, there's a whole commercial about Space Chain. This is the last video, then I'm out of here. Space Chain. I don't even know who the original. They had like an ad. Long story short, y'all get it. Like, so this is like a real. Oh, here you go, right here.
Imagine a new kind of global operating system, hosted in space, available to anyone, anywhere in the world. Space Chain is building the world's first open-source blockchain-based satellite network. A mesh node constellation of low Earth orbit microsatellites will serve as the next generation of decentralized infrastructure for the blockchain industry, allowing users to develop and run applications in space, like cryptocurrency exchanges, global real-time...
In space, and they trying to go to space. If you look at my last two lives, y'all see I got the clip where Big Boy Crypto took my going out of space, and the elites going to space, and it's a lot. When you put everything together, when you zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, this is more than just cryptocurrency. Like, they have a whole plan. Like, they have a whole plan, bro. They have a whole plan. I feel like I gotta play these games to see if there's like an alternate ending, or if like how can you stop this? It's like if they're creating a simulation for us, and we're the players, can't we beat the game? Can't we learn? Can't we beat it? If Elon Musk is playing a game here, we could beat this shit. We just gotta play the same game he's playing. Right? All this simulation shit, all this experimental, all this government shit. If this is some big ass game, we could beat this shit. We just gotta wake the fuck up. You know, cause like they're in these games, the fucking government. Look at the last video. They got CIA agents in World of Warcraft in his Second Life. Like they all fucking. I have to deep dive into that one. Second Life and the CIA. Where's Salat, y'all? I'm about to get up out of here because I got shit to do. But yeah, these 3 videos I had to make, man. And as time goes on, I might make some more, but this has been on my mind heavily. And no one's talking about this shit. I don't know if anyone knows. Like, there's so many. All you niggas is so smart that you, like you too zoomed in, you know. But we're all good at something. Everyone's not good at everything, but we're all good at something, you know. And collectively, we could probably beat this game, yo. Like they say, the only time we'll unite is if like a external problem comes from outer space and tries to destroy us. That's the only time when civilization will come together as one and try to defeat the issue. This is an issue that we need to come together and figure out. And I feel like all the hidden messages might be in these games. The nigga said drugs and computer games. What are we gonna do with the useless humans? Drugs and computer games. They're useless. We don't need them anymore. Only the bitches. Instagram is for bitches. Instagram is for the rich niggas to fucking play fish with your bitch. Instagram is a big ass lake and the rich niggas got their fishing pole and they just pick a bitch. They just picking a bitch and these bitches all want to get flown out, all want to get, and they just hop in your DM. They selling sex. That's why OnlyFans is at an all-time high. You could just buy a bitch right online. Boom. Shopping. You think that's your girlfriend? No, nigga. That's an item. She's putting herself at the front window with her ass out. She wants to be bought. She can be bought by the highest bidder. Epstein and these guys, they're having a ball. These bitches want to get flown out to the island. Ain't no resistance. Ain't no fighting back. These bitches want to go. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. For real, for real. With Deus X. Elon Musk.
In 2000.
Some people just don't understand the dangers of indiscriminate surveillance.
The need to be observed and understood is what's satisfied by God.
They need to be observed and understood. Oh, the need to be observed and understood was once satisfied by God. Now we can implement the same functionality with data mining algorithms.
Now we can implement the same functionality with data mining.
Algorithm is manipulating these bitches, these guys. it's like we're being manipulated by the algorithm, and it's learning us. Then they're gonna give us drugs. Oh man, this is the Matrix. This is Ready Player One, GTA 6, but GTA 7 is the number of completion. They spent $2 billion on 6 because 7 is complete. 6 will do all the hard work. Well, 3, 4, 5 did everything else. 7, they want to last for 20 years. And that lines up perfectly with Ready Player One. With Deus Ex. With the timeline. 20 years from now. It's all this shit goes hand in hand, son. A lot of niggas ain't paying attention. If y'all agree, if y'all got any thoughts to this, like, let me know, man. Hold on, let me see some right quick, cause I got my videos. Manage videos. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of my first videos was about Grand Theft Auto. Episode Space Chain. Play to earn, yeah, like. I had a whole video about this shit.
So what's your big announcement today?
So today we're announcing a new service called Workrooms. It's basically a virtual reality service for collaborating together and doing work. So this is going to be one
will offer players an entirely new way to experience this iconic open world in virtual reality.
That's it, Mark. I'm moving to the metaverse.
All right, thanks, Deb. This is going to be amazing.
Back with another video. Now, this video is a little different. I'm going to talk about something that I've been speculating on for a while now. And that is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, if you know anything about GTA, you know that GTA 5, that they're milking the shit out of GTA 5, you know. It came out in 2013, and basically we've been playing the same game since 2013. And now they want to re-release San Andreas 3 and Vice City. So I think this shit is public, but you could go back and look at all this, and it's just kind of crazy. But when you look at Space Chain, the video games, can they? What else can they use? What else can they use?
So, before I got into the world of cryptocurrency, I kind of made my bones in games journalism. And one of the biggest games franchises out there, one of my favorites for a long time, since the very early days, is Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto has a new version coming out probably in the next couple of years. I don't actually think it's even been officially announced yet. But yesterday, a well-qualified leaker, that's a leaker who's been right about a lot of stuff before, basically said on Twitter,
2021. So I've been watching this shit for years now.
That the Grand Theft Auto, the new version, would include certain payments in Bitcoin. He later clarified that he means that in cryptocurrency as an in-game item that is not actually convertible. But again, for me, this is kind of all part of that journey that we're on. From crypto being this kind of weird, obscure thing to being something that's so mainstream it's even kind of just recognized in things like Grand Theft Auto. Who wants this one first here? David, you want to go?
Adam, can you just clarify one thing? So is it not actually Bitcoin? It's just an in-game crypto?
Not actually Bitcoin. It's an in-game crypto. It's just another form of in-game currency that is.
I ain't gonna lie. What if Doge GF is the in-game currency? Because I always see them always playing with GTA 6. GTA, that's always been a fucking theme of theirs. Like, what if Elon Musk has hands in GTA? And somehow they could get Dogecoin or one of these coins to be like an in-game currency. because they could, if he said drugs and video games, they can really put a whole economy in this game and build an economy. And it's
isn't going to ever hit a blockchain or whatever. The point is that from like a cultural touchstone basis, we are now talking about cryptocurrency as this form of money that can now appear inside of very popular games like Grand Theft Auto.
And they still haven't talked about this. This still hasn't been touched on. So we'll see if this is an actual thing. We're still waiting on feedback to see if this is true or not. But if this is true, then this leads right into the metaverse, into drugs and video games, into the useless class, into the permanent underclass, into the useless humans, into AI doing everything, into complete surveillance. This game is going to last 20 years. The CIA, it all goes hand in hand. It's kind of crazy. But y'all, I think I'm done with this video. This is really about Deus Ex, like I said, man. And it's all stemmed from that video with the CIA.
Which is not far from what the NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed to the world years later. And then there's this prescient theory from Deus Ex, released in 2000.
Some people just don't understand the dangers of indiscriminate surveillance.
You need to be observed.
And it's gonna get crazier and crazier. So
Rule us, but we do not effectively control. You can't awaken someone who's pretending to be asleep.
That's the line Snowden closed his last long interview on. He took it from a friend who told him it was an old Native American saying. It means you can shout as loudly as you want at someone, but if they decided not to hear you, you'll never get through to them. The story.
yeah, you could shout, you could show them. It's like Noah's Ark. He told everybody, he cried, he begged, and nobody believed him that a flood was coming. Like, their response was, nigga, it doesn't rain here. It hasn't rained here in however long. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck should we believe you? We're in the middle of the fucking desert. And here your dumbass comes talking about some rain. Your God told you it was gonna rain. I don't fucking believe you. It never rains. So, me trying to warn people and help them understand crypto and the way the world is moving, they don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear this shit. They don't give a fuck. And I'm black, so like a lot of my friends, not saying that, but it is like a lot of my friends, like they brainwashed behind this shit. And I'm like one of the only ones who think the way I think, who see things the way I see things. And these motherfuckers think I'm bugging.
The story the public got about mass surveillance was absorbed, repackaged, and moved on from. The strategy behind it didn't shrink.
But I'm a lone wolf. I don't do crews. I don't do all that shit. I don't even like too many people. I don't trust too many people. Give me with 2 good motherfuckers and together we the 3 musketeers. Give me 299 motherfuckers, together we the 300. I don't need 10,000 niggas. I don't need 100,000. I don't need. Give me three strong niggas, 3 the hallway, 3 official niggas, 3 solid motherfuckers, and I'm good. Back to back to back, we got it. Back to back to back, all 3 of us, we got it. You crazy? I done seen 3 niggas knock out a whole club. I done seen 1 nigga back down 30 niggas. I seen 1 man back down 30 people. Because of his aggression, his confidence, his will to destroy. So I don't need numbers. I need heart. You understand? But yeah, man, the CIA's behind a lot of this shit. Video games is not a motherfucking, like, a lot of these games are tools to use. Anyway, man, I'm out of here. Watch these last 3 lives. Like, Once you watch all three, it'll all make sense. I gotta go make some commercials for some clients. I gotta go finish building my agent. I gotta go teach it some more laws. I gotta go scour. I'm trying to get the emails of every company in America from zip code and have just a database listed so I could offer my services to each. And this goes into Deus Ex. Like, it's like, I love this technology because look what I could do. But what about the people who aren't using it? Like, they're gonna get so left behind. They're just consumers. They're not creators. So they're just gonna be sitting there consuming forever. The permanent underclass. Alright, y'all, I'm out, man. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave something. Leave a fucking $1. I don't fucking know, man. I'ma holla.